These are very hard facts to talk about. I'm just glad that he is captured and we'll be able to bring him to justice.
An emotional day in Springfield, Missouri, where the body of 10-year-old Haley Owens was found.
Parents are outraged this morning why a cell tower has some of them considering pulling their kids out of school.
And from winter woes to spring-like storms. Lots to talk about what looks to be Storm Thursday.
You're watching News Channel 5, where the news comes first.
A very good morning to you. It is Thursday, February 20th. I'm Nicole Burley.
And I'm Jennifer Blum. Sarah Daly is off today. Thank you for starting your morning early with us. Did Bree just say Storm Thursday?
She did.
Wasn't it like ice week the past few weeks?
Escape Mother Nature, Bree.
The past few months, right?
Yeah,
and even,
right.
you know, Mr. Groundhog said spring is still weeks away, but it does look like we're getting a little preview of it. And unfortunately, it looks like we're getting a little preview of the not so great part of spring, right? Our spring-like storms. Now, there are a few scattered showers and storms out there right now. Nothing strong, nothing severe, nothing too strong. We are seeing a few rumbles of thunder as we look down 44 towards Rolla, and that will spread into our area, hiking its way up 44 into the metro in the next few hours. Not looking at widespread rain across the area today, and it won't be an all-day rain, but it will be an on and off scattered showers and storms as we wait for a cold front to come through, and that's going to come through later tonight, right around your evening commute. So that means temperatures right now are actually pretty mild. It's 50. Take a look at the wind, though. South-southeast at 20. It's going to be absolutely howling today. We have wind advisories in effect for much of the area, topping out at 68, but that cold front will bottom us out at 32. So a big roller coaster today.
Well, they tragically were not able to save Haley. I want to express my appreciation to the citizens who are aware and alerted law enforcement.
Those were the emotional words coming from officials after the body of 10-year-old Haley Owens was discovered. This morning, prosecutors have charged a local 7th grade football coach with first-degree murder, kidnapping, and armed criminal action.
The community of Springfield, Missouri is reaching out to help Haley's family, donating to a fund at Empire Bank and setting up a vigil for Saturday night.
Owens is the 10-year-old who went missing Tuesday night, but Springfield police found the suspect and later Owens' body inside his home. Police were able to track down 45-year-old Craig Woods from witness descriptions. They arrested him and searched his home. Court documents show the girl's body was found wrapped in trash bags in a plastic bin in the basement. Police say she had been shot in her head. There were 2 witnesses who tried helping Haley get away from Wood.
Yelling at the girl, telling her to get away from the truck, don't go over there, don't go over there. And then he yelled at the man, let her go, let her go. And then he opened the door and said, hey, come here. And that's when he grabbed her. And my neighbor tried to grab him. He's like this far from getting her out of his hands.
Well, Wood is being held without bond at the Greene County Jail.
And this morning, we're digging deeper into who this suspect is. Springfield school officials say Craig Michael Wood is a 7th grade football coach and a teacher's aide who supervises in-school suspensions at Pleasant View School, which has students in kindergarten through 8th grade. He has coached football at Pleasant View since 1998 and passed all background checks. He has little criminal history, though he did pay a $100 fine after pleading guilty to possession of a controlled substance in 1990. We'll continue to cover this horrible story online at KSDK.com. There you'll find the probable cause statement and the entire news conference by prosecutors.
Meanwhile, the Bridgeton City Council sends a strong message to the owners of the Bridgeton landfill. Council members passed a resolution to urge that Republic Services immediately eliminate the odor coming from the landfill. They also requested the company communicate better with the city. This is in response to a fire at the landfill over the weekend. Crews supposed to call police and fire departments when a fire starts burning, but firefighters say they never got that call.
A Kirkwood family is now offering a $16,000 reward to help track down the hit-and-run driver that killed their loved one. 50-year-old Joe Offenberg was struck on February 9th along Kirkwood Road. Today, police released photos of the type of minivan that hit him, and the Offenbergs made a plea to the community to help them find the driver. They say that Joe had a special heart.
There wasn't anybody that Joe didn't come in contact with that didn't feel he was truly a member of their family.
Now, if you have any information about this hit and run, you're asked to call the Kirkwood Police Department.
Concerned parents say they may pull their kids out of a Metro East elementary school, fearing for their safety. They're worried about a proposed cell phone tower that would be built right next to school property. AT&T has a dead spot near LeClaire Elementary School in Edwardsville. The cell tower would be designed to look like a tree, but parents' biggest issue isn't looks, but safety. A representative from AT&T says the level of radio frequency would be thousands of times below safety limits set by the federal government, but many at a meeting last night were not convinced.
I feel like the data presented does not convince me that it's safe. And I have kids 5, 3, and 1, and their safety at this school they attend here is a big deal to me.
I want to hear from our parents regarding what they believe is best for their kids, best for the school.
Well, that was the Edwardsville superintendent. He says this is far from a done deal. No decision has been made. He'll present a recommendation to the school board in about a month.
Now to a feel-good story. The Olympics aren't quite over, but the trip of a lifetime for a local 10-year-old boy is. Ben Hughes wrapped up his cancer treatments and, thanks to the Make-A-Wish Foundation, headed to the Olympics. After 5 days in Sochi, he returned to Ridge Meadows Elementary with plenty of stories to share and many souvenirs. One is a bit more special than the rest. Shaun White's snowboard.
What did you think when he came over to you?
Okay, so there's Shaun White coming over. Wait, that's Shaun White?
Was he nice?
Yeah, he was really nice.
So was Ben's welcome home party. Teachers and school administrators put together 6 Olympic-inspired events so all the 4th graders at Ridge Meadows Elementary could have something fun to remember. And if you didn't get to catch the Americans in action yesterday, we'll have more from Sochi, Russia, coming up at 4:25, Bree.
I love that. I love that little kid like, hey, oh, what's going on? Oh my gosh, that's Shaun White. Great story there. Now this morning the story is actually showers and thunderstorms, if you can believe it. We go from snow to spring in just a matter of a few days. So most of the activity is to the north, but we're watching this little chunk of energy that's coming up 44, and this is actually ahead of the main front, the main event that will happen later today. Now there is just a little bit of lightning with this. I went ahead and turned it on, and it doesn't look like much, but notice this little cell here that's got the red in it. Yeah, just south of Lebanon. This actually we're getting some indications there may be some small penny-sized hail with this. We're going to keep a close eye on this as it works its way up 44. We're not expecting severe weather this morning, but definitely the possibility that you may hear a few rumbles of thunder and you may encounter some showers and storms as you head out the door. And we can't rule out that some of these showers and storms may have some small hail with them. So you'll want to be prepared for that as you start your day. Take a look at temperatures. This is the other side. There's a warm front lifting over us. 55 at 7 a.m., 63 at 10 a.m., all the way to 69 by 1 p.m. The cold front is set to come through today between about 4 p.m. and 6 p.m. And once it does, you're definitely going to notice it. Those temperatures will tank, Nicole. We'll take a look at that in just a bit.
All right, Bree, thanks. It's 4:08 and a license plate featuring the Confederate flag stirring up some controversy in the South.
The heated debate brewing on both sides for and against the design.
And renouncing American citizenship. Still ahead at 4:13, the underlying reason more and more people are saying goodbye to the states.
Good Thursday morning to you. Time right now is 4:10. And we're talking about showers and storms, if you can believe it, and very, very mild temperatures. It's actually 50 in St. Louis right now. Our camera is shaking a bit because it's a little breezy out there, and the wind is only going to get stronger today, gusting up to 35, 40 miles an hour as we head into the afternoon. So plan to anticipate some wind. Scattered storms will be the theme this morning. The cold front will pass between about 4 p.m. and 6 p.m. today, and then tonight, our temperatures are going to tank back down into the low 30s. Now, Storm Prediction Center moved the outlook just east of our viewing area, but Scott and I do think that this may creep just a little further west. So we are expecting showers and storms in the area today, and some of them could be strong to severe with, again, those wind gusts our primary concern. We also have a flood watch in effect till 6 p.m. this evening for northern parts of the viewing area. We'll talk more about that and the timing of these storms, Nicole, in just a bit.
A violent standoff continues to burn next door to Russia, not far from the Olympic Games in Sochi. In fact, Kiev, Ukraine is about 900 miles northwest of Sochi, and the main square there still in flames. The protesters call it a revolution, but the government calls the protesters extremists. But there's no argument that the uprising has been deadly. 26 are said to be dead, including 10 police. Late last night, there was word of a truce, but no one knows if that will stop the violence. The Ukraine government has close ties to Moscow. Protesters say they want freedom and closer ties to Europe and the U.S.
A new license plate design available in Georgia is creating some controversy. The design from the Sons of Confederate Veterans features the group's logo prominently up front with the Confederate flag in the background. President of the Southern Christian Leadership Conference calls it a slap in the face to African Americans who were dehumanized under the Confederacy.
That's when we were lynched, taken away from our families. That's when our women were raped. Do you want to promote that? No.
The SCLC wants to ban the license plate. No such bill has been introduced, though. A spokesman for the Sons of the Confederate Veterans says the organization is promoting history, not slavery.
Well, scary moments for some people attending a Mississippi church. Dozens of people injured when the second floor of an activity center church collapsed last night. 79 children inside the building when the second floor crashed onto the gym floor. Officials say 35 people are injured, 20 of whom required hospital treatment. None of those injuries, though, are believed to be life-threatening. The cause of that collapse still under investigation.
A second Wisconsin National Guard member has been suspended after a photo surfaced showing soldiers clowning around by an empty flag-draped coffin. A caption on the photo read, "We put the fun in funeral." A Guard spokesman says Sergeant Luis Jimenez was suspended because of comments he posted on social media defending that photo.
Well, more and more Americans do not want to be Americans anymore. 3,000 renounced their citizenship and gave up their U.S. passports last year, and that's triple the average for the previous 5 years. And taxes may be to blame. Filing taxes from overseas can be complicated and expensive, and some also blame a new law that targets overseas tax evasion. It's now 4:14. CeeLo Green says he's done with The Voice, but not NBC.
In about 3 minutes, the reason he's bowing out of the show and his future plans with the network.
And the Kit Kat getting some major props this morning at 4:21. The reason the candy bar beat out the likes of Hershey, even the Snickers bar, to be named the most influential candy bar of all time.
And weather-wise, we're talking about showers and storms this morning. Mild temperatures, but it won't last. Back to the 30s we go. Details coming up.
Now it's time to get you in the know. Let's talk entertainment headlines.
That's right. We begin with big The Voice news. One of the original judges will not be returning when the show does next week.
But yeah, I'm going to miss The Voice too, so I'm not coming back, guys.
Yeah. Oh, you're not coming back at all?
I'm not coming back at all.
I did not know that.
Yeah, but I just want to, I don't want to wear out my welcome there. You know what I'm saying? I have so many other things I want to do. I haven't released an album in 4 years. I'm almost done with an album. Music.
I totally understand.
You know?
I missed 20.
Well, that was the surprise announcement from CeeLo Green during his appearance on the Ellen DeGeneres show. He says he will not be back and, quote, doesn't want to wear out his welcome. But that's not the last time you'll see CeeLo on NBC, thankfully. The network and CeeLo say they have plans to continue a relationship with a future development deal. The Voice returns for its 6th season next Monday with singers Usher and Shakira joining Blake Shelton and Adam Levine.
And some disappointing news for Justin Timberlake fans. Justin Timberlake has canceled one of 2 concerts at Madison Square Garden in New York for health reasons. He tweeted an apology yesterday to his fans saying, quote, "Hey, New York, there is never an easy way to do this. Unfortunately, I have to postpone tonight's show and Friday due to health reasons." Timberlake also apologized on his website. No word yet on the nature of those health reasons.
And Bette Midler is making headlines this morning. The entertainer will perform at the 86th Academy Awards. We're still not sure what she'll sing, but the actress and singer has 2 previous Oscar nominations, but she's never performed on the telecast. Midler joins previously announced musical performers U2, Pharrell, and Idina Menzel. The Oscars take place March 2nd.
And big news from Apple. It announced its first U.S. iTunes Festival. We're talking about a concert series that'll be part of South by Southwest in Austin, Texas. The free festival is next month. iTunes users will be able to stream it on demand via the iTunes Store.
That's kind of fun. You start thinking about spring and you do think about concerts, right?
Mm-hmm.
Sort of the outdoor venues, all the fun concerts that come into St. Louis
Today
this
would
summer.
probably not be a good day for an outdoor concert.
No, unfortunately, because even though temperatures will actually be near 70.
Oh.
Can you believe it?
My God.
Can you believe it?
I guess I missed
near
that
70.
part, because when I heard the bad news, I
Right,
kind of
you hear
filtered out the good
storms,
news.
and we're going to be near 70 today
70
for
first
highs.
and then the storms.
And then down to 32 tonight. Yeah, 70, storms, 32. Basically just a downward trend there.
Could you put that on your graphics?
Yeah, yeah. Bobby, we'll get Bobby to record that so we can use that as a
Please
sound
don't
effects.
encourage her, Nicole.
Yeah. So thankfully, we're not outlooked for severe weather right now. Although, as I said before, Scott and I are thinking they may scoot that back. We're not in charge of how the Storm Prediction Center issues those outlooks, but we definitely see the potential for some strong storms today. And our primary concern as this front comes through would be for damaging straight line winds. Secondary on the totem pole is for the possibility to see some hail. And third would be the possibility to see some brief isolated tornadoes. Now, it's not a strong threat in our area. It is a very slight risk. As this front pushes on through to the east, it will become a concern for our neighbors in Indiana and Tennessee, even all the way over towards the East Coast. But here at home, it will be much more scattered in nature. Take a peek at your TV. This is the precipcast at 4 o'clock this afternoon, and what you see is a really broken line. So what we're expecting is some scattered showers and storms, not necessarily connected right around 4 o'clock, but it does get its act together pretty quickly. And as soon as it exits our viewing area, it does look to intensify. It will be plenty warm today for it. And then behind it, that cold air starts to come on in. And yeah, unfortunately, the temperatures are going to tank back down. Now, along with this, we have wind advisories. This will fill in for the viewing area because winds will be gusting to 40 miles an hour today. There are flood watches in effect for the north because they still have a snowpack there. So even though we're not expecting really significant rainfall totals, that runoff could be pretty quick and could lead to some ponding and flooding. Temperatures 68 by noontime today. Those winds will really start howling. You want the umbrella. You want to keep the radar with you. Our First Alert Weather app, our KSDK app are a great way to do that. We'll be tracking it all day as well. 69 for the high today. Those showers and storms, that front pushes on through between about 4 and 6. Tonight we're down to 32, and thankfully the weekend stays calm weather-wise, but as our Winter Olympics end, our winter temperatures kind of look to return. Not terrible, but we're talking 30s and lows in the 20s.
Well, if you love getting letters and cards in the mail, you're definitely not alone.
According to a new report from the U.S. Postal Service, Americans say they want the post office to stay the way it is. However, that same study found many people can't say exactly what they would miss if the service disappeared. The financially strapped agency is looking at ways to restructure its services.
And speaking of things we love, Time magazine says it has determined the most influential candy bar in world history. We'll wait for a drum roll. I don't know if Bobby can get one. Bobby, I'm so impressed. That is awesome. Bobby on audio. Kudos. All right, well, the magazine interviewed candy experts and historians to determine the Kit Kat has had the biggest impact on the industry. They say it was the first to be marketed around the world and earn a global following. Hershey's milk chocolate bar took second place. Toblerone, I think that's how you say it. I never know how to say that. Okay.
I think that is.
Nestle's milk chocolate and Snickers round out the top 5. And honestly, I'm kind of surprised that Snickers isn't.
Well, see, I thought the Hershey bar would be first, but maybe
Hershey's.
the Kit Kat was the first to combine a cookie and a candy in a bar.
Maybe because it's so easily shareable, even though who wants to really share?
And what about the $100,000 bar, the Clark bar?
Or Reese's.
Or
I thought people
Zagnut.
like the whole
Or Reese's, yeah. We know our candy. It's 423, an electric van of the future to be built right here in the metro area. Still ahead at 434, a last-minute compromise that'll help bring hundreds of jobs to the area.
And all eyes zeroed in on hockey at the Winter Olympics. The women's team USA battles rival Canada. In less than 3 minutes, a sneak peek at how both teams are prepping for the big matchup.
426 on your Thursday morning. Get this, it's 50 degrees outside. Can you believe it? 50, and we're actually going to be climbing as we head through the morning. Warm front lifting over us. A few spritzes and sprinkles out there right now. Some showers and storms are working their way up 44, and we were getting just the teeniest indication that there might be some wee bit of penny-sized hail just south of Lebanon, north of Mansfield. That signature is diminishing, although we can't rule out, as some scattered showers and storms work through this morning, that there may not be some penny-sized hail in there. So be alert to that. Temperatures climbing to near 70 today. Jennifer?
Well, the stakes could not be any higher.
The two best women's hockey teams in the world face-to-face for the Olympic gold medal in the arena in front of a packed house and the whole world watching.
Jay Gray's in Olympic Park with a look at the matchup and the rest of today's action.
And so now, It all comes down to this.
We've worked 4 years for this one moment, 60 minutes of hockey left for us to achieve our dream.
In a dream matchup everyone expected and hoped for, the U.S. women battling arch rival Canada with a gold medal on the line.
We're here to prove something. We're not here to wait and see what happens, so we've got a lot to prove.
Against a team that seemingly has nothing left to prove. Canada has won 3 consecutive gold medals and has already beat the Americans in Sochi 3-2 during pool play.
This is our moment. It's not to think about what happened in the past, and now it's our turn to try to earn a gold medal.
The American women will also be going for gold in the half pipe, the freestyle ski event making its debut in these Winter Games. Gracie Gold's Olympic debut brought bronze for the Americans in the team competition.
Opening combination, triple lutz, triple toe.
After the first round of the individual event, she's just off the medal stand in 4th.
I want it really badly, but more than that, I want to skate like I should be on that podium.
She'll get the chance during the free skate later today. Jay Gray, NBC News, Sochi.
And in 5 seconds, the latest medal count out of Sochi. If you don't want to see this, just turn away until the music ends.
All right, now here's what's on tap for tonight. The ladies will hit the slopes for the women's half pipe, plus a mechanic from California will try and build on his bronze medal finish at last year's World Ski Cross Championships. And we've got more skating tonight. Gracie Gold and Team USA heading back to the ice for ladies free skate finals. Coverage starts right here on News Channel 5 at 7 o'clock.
And don't forget, KSDK.com is your go-to place for everything that's happening at the Olympics. We have real-time results, medal counts, stories about the athletes, and much more. And don't forget about our program called The Olympic Zone, airing nightly at 6:30. We are your Olympic station. We have you covered online and on air 24/7.
It's now 4:29.
You're watching Today in St. Louis.
You're watching News Channel 5, where the news comes first.
A football coach charged with first-degree murder in a 10-year-old Southwest Missouri girl's death.
A big deal involving money in the city of Hazelwood could mean more jobs for our area.
Temperatures are 50 now. We're on our way to 70 before a cold front brings showers and storms.
Welcome back. The time right now is 4:30. I'm Jennifer Blome.
And I'm Nicole Burley. We want to thank you so much for letting us get you ready for this Thursday. And Bree, it sounds like we really have a mixed bag of conditions today.
Yeah, lots to get ready for weather-wise, especially for folks that may have a really long day today. If you're not going to get back home until later tonight, you'll see a little bit of everything. As I said, it's 50 right now. It's relatively calm across our viewing area. However, showers and storms are working their way up 44. And this is actually just some spotty activity ahead of the main event. That's going to come later today. Take a look at the First Alert Weather Radar. You see those showers and storms working their way up 44. Spotty in nature. There is just a little bit of lightning in there, although that's been diminishing a bit too. So if you're heading out the door in the next couple minutes and you're south on 44, anticipate some showers and storms. They will be joining us for the rest of the morning. It's 50 now. Winds, that will also be a factor, Jennifer. We'll talk about that in just a bit.
Okay, Bree. Well, this is one of those stories that is so difficult to process. 4th grader Haley Owens found murdered just a few miles from where she was snatched off the street on her way home from a friend's house.
And this morning, a middle school football coach charged with first-degree murder.
Craig Wood is facing murder, armed criminal action, and kidnapping charges. He's being held without bond and could face the death penalty. News Channel 5's Elizabeth Matthews was at the jail where Craig Wood is locked up.
Well, they tragically were not able to save Haley. I want to express my appreciation to the citizens who are aware and alerted law enforcement.
2 neighbors who witnessed the kidnapping are now struggling to live with the outcome. Ricky Riggins says he was sitting in his vehicle in his driveway when he heard his neighbor scream Tuesday afternoon.
Yelling at the girl, telling her to get away from the truck, don't go over there, don't go over there. And then he yelled at the man, let her go, let her go.
The neighbors were too late. They say 45-year-old Craig Wood had already kidnapped 10-year-old Haley Owens.
Opened the door and said, hey, come here. And that's when he grabbed her. And my neighbor tried to grab him. He's like this far from getting her out of his hands.
Riggins then chased Wood in his vehicle but couldn't catch up with him. The neighbors were able to tell police details that led to Wood's arrest within 3 hours.
These are very hard facts to talk about. I'm just glad that he is captured and we'll be able to bring him to justice.
Police say Wood took Haley 4 miles from where he abducted her to his home. According to court documents, police found Haley's body wrapped in garbage bags in a plastic bin in Wood's basement. Police say she had been shot.
Brittany Fuquay's daughter played with Haley and says she had seen Wood in the neighborhood recently.
If my child would have been outside, she would have approached the vehicle, I'm sure, just like Haley did. I mean, you can tell your child over and over, you know, don't talk to strangers, stuff like that. But if they see someone and they feel comfortable, they're children.
Elizabeth Matthews, News Channel 5.
Fuqua went on to say that as parents, you try to protect your children, but you don't want them to fear life either. There will be a vigil this Saturday night in Springfield. There's a nationwide push to leave porch lights on for Haley that night. We'll continue to cover this story online at KSDK.com. You'll find the probable cause statement there and the entire news conference by prosecutors.
Your European electric van of the future is one step closer to getting off the ground, and that means some big news for jobs right here in our area. The only commercial electric van on the market will be built in Hazelwood. This comes after a deal between the city of Hazelwood and Emerald Automotive hit a roadblock because of money. A global car manufacturer came up with the cash and acquired Emerald Automotive. And last night, the city council gave the final thumbs up, and it will mean at least 300 jobs for the city.
It's going to be at least a couple of years before we're going to be in production. And then breaking ground, recruiting the jobs, getting the production processes in place.
Well, there are a few more things the company has to do to get final approvals. We'll let you know in a few weeks who that big global car manufacturer was who footed the bill.
Now to South St. Louis County, where police officers uncovered a meth lab. News Channel 5 was there when St. Louis County investigators hauled out evidence from a home on Hanover Avenue in Afton. Several garbage bags full of what looked like meth-making items, things like Coke cans and coolers. Police got wind of the suspected lab when somebody called to report an explosion at the small shotgun house. A neighbor tells News Channel 5 the people who lived there, including as many as 4 small children, were no trouble at all as neighbors.
Scary, very scary, because those are kids. You know, I mean, they can, you know, use a crack and get high off of it, the chemicals, all that stuff.
Police say nobody was home when they arrived on the scene, but they do have an idea of who they are looking for.
And a new study released this week claims the weakening of background checks on gun owners led to a 23% spike in murders in Missouri. Since 2007, the state has required only the basic background check mandated by federal law. Researchers with Johns Hopkins Center for Gun Policy say that correlated to about 60 additional gun-related murders each year since then. Well, during the same time, the nationwide murder rate declined by 5%.
There is developing news about a potential airline terror threat. U.S. officials issued an alert to airlines all across the country. It says there is credible information about possible attempts to attack planes using explosives hidden in shoes. The warning is focused on flights headed to the United States from overseas. This threat is unrelated to the Olympics.
And it looks like St. Louis will have to wait even longer for the super-fast internet service known as Google Fiber. Google announced yesterday it's chosen 34 cities to explore, adding the service next. They include Atlanta, Nashville, and San Jose. St. Louis not on that list. Google first installed its fiber network in Kansas City back in 2012.
And breaking overnight, a firefighter single-handedly battles an abandoned house fire in order to save an occupied house next door. You can see flames shooting from this vacant home in Westmoreland in Washington Park. But what's missing is his backup. The fire began around 1:30, but help didn't come for about 20 minutes. Crews came in from State Park and Caseyville to help out, and their work paid off. The occupied home was not damaged. Another thank you to our first responders.
Absolutely.
We are so grateful for all their work, especially this winter too. They've had to battle in some really extreme conditions out there. Amazing to think that it's 50 degrees outside right now when we have woken up to temperatures below 0 just a few weeks ago. So we're talking about spring-like weather this morning. Bulk of the storm activity is towards Chicago, but sure enough, there's a little bit of activity firing up ahead of the main front. The main event is still later this afternoon, but there's a warm front lifting over us. There's definitely enough energy and instability out there that we are starting to see some showers and storms. You may hear a few claps of thunder. Nothing severe or too strong at this point, and the lightning signature is actually weakening just a bit. Showers are just starting to push into Rolla, and they are working their way up 44. So folks in Washington County, you may hear that pitter-patter outside your window as well. This will continue to spread across the area, and we can't rule out that we may not see a little bit of small hail with some of these storms this morning. Not expecting anything too severe, but you'll want to be prepared for that. Also, check out these temperatures. 69 degrees at 1 o'clock this afternoon. Think layers, because if you're going to have a long day today, we're falling all the way to 32 overnight tonight, so those temperatures will tank behind that front, Nicole.
It's 4:37 and a Valentine's Day party takes a strange turn at a Manchester preschool.
About 3 minutes, the mix-up that was big enough to call in the State Department of Health to investigate.
And if you're thinking about heading to the Big Easy for Mardi Gras, you'll want to hear this. At 4:42, we're talking about the major changes New Orleans is rolling out this year. And this time around, there is more than ever before.
And weather-wise this morning, we are talking about showers and storms, unfortunately, in the forecast today. It's fairly calm out there right now. It's also really mild. It's 50 degrees right now, and we're actually going to climb as we head towards sunrise, peaking near 70 degrees today, but it will tank very quickly once that cold front comes on through. Here's a look at those showers and storms. There is a little activity working its way up 44, and this looks to join us for that morning commute. So this will start to work into the metro in about the next hour or so, and we are expecting to see a few showers and storms pop up elsewhere as well. Very scattered in nature at this point. It's 50 right now. Those winds, they're already at 20. They'll be gusting 40, even 50 miles an hour behind that front, Nicole.
Well, candy filled with liquor is handed out to kids at a local preschool. A parent at the Goddard School in Manchester brought the candy in during a Valentine's Day party. School officials say they reported the incident to the Missouri Department of Health. State health officials are now investigating.
A little girl fighting cancer got to be princess for a day. With the red carpet awaiting her, Cinderella and Snow White greeted 5-year-old Claire Langford as she emerged from her home in her favorite princess dress. Her mother and father, who were also dressed in character, got to ride in a horse-drawn carriage with her for a parade through the neighborhood, complete with cheerleaders and a marching band. Claire was diagnosed with a rare form of cancer when she was 3.5 years old.
How sweet. Oh, I love seeing stories like that. Okay, the St. Louis Zoo will offer a preschool program this fall. It's a chance for kids ages 3 to 5 to learn about science and animal themes. The half-day preschool runs from September to May from 9 a.m. to noon. Tuitions range from $600 to $900 a month, and there is assistance available for low-income families. The zoo is accepting applications through the end of March.
If you're heading to New Orleans for Mardi Gras, listen up. There are now more rules than ever. Here are a few. If you plan on setting up a tent to grill out, think again. That tent and grill must be 6 feet from the curb, and chairs, barbecue grills, or ice chests not allowed in the intersections. The city is advising residents and tourists alike to walk, bike, or cab to the parades. And speaking of Mardi Gras, it's just around the corner, and so it's time for the Beg and Pet Parade in Soulard. This is a Guinness World Record holder for the largest parade of costumed animals. It's been around for over 20 years. So get your party animal dressed up and get ready to take part. This year's Grand Marshal and host is Andy Cohen from Bravo TV. The Bare Naked Ladies are performing. You and your pet can join the parade for just a $10 donation, and that goes to the Open Door Animal Sanctuary. If you don't have a pet, you can still come out and watch the parade for free. The fun starts this Sunday at 1 o'clock in Soulard.
All right, well, all of our co-workers are here today, except for Sarah, but she's sick.
Hey,
so,
what does that mean?
I know, I did think about it. She's sick, or maybe she's a big Powerball winner. Well, even though no one here won, there was at least one winner. The ticket sold in Santa Clara County, California, matched all of the numbers in Wednesday's drawing. They are 17, 49, 54, 35, 1, and in the Powerball of 34. Lottery officials are awaiting results from other jurisdictions, so more winners could be out there. That jackpot was estimated to be worth $425 million. It's coming up on 444. The Cardinals gearing up for this baseball season.
In about 3 minutes, Frank Cusimano explains the Redbirds lineup this time around and why it's getting national attention.
And we've got our eyes not just on the skies, but on the roads this morning as well. We're not talking about snow and snowplows. We're talking about showers and storms, if you can believe it. We'll break down what you need to know for that morning commute and your full forecast coming up.
The Cardinals won't be sneaking up on anyone this baseball season.
That's right. They are loaded and among the favorites. And as Frank Cusimano reports, the national media is letting everyone know.
You would have to be drug tested or have your media credential revoked if you're not picking the Cardinals to win the Central Division. Tim Kurchin has been covering Major League Baseball for 34 years and 17 with ESPN. Now, Kurchin concedes that something may happen during the year that may change things, but he loves the Cardinals, especially the pitching staff.
When you look at that rotation they have here, you look at those power arms in the bullpen, it's impossible not to look at them and say, well, they're going to be playing in October.
That's the story here in Jupiter with photographer Tom Stasiak. Frank Cusimano, News Channel 5 Sports.
Thank you.
And traffic-wise this morning, Sarah is off, so I'm going to keep an eye on the roads. Scott Connell will check in to update you on your forecast starting at 5 a.m. Here's a quick peek at what's going on across the area right now. We are seeing some yellow sensors, and I'll tell you, there haven't been any reports of any major accidents or incidents. The main concern as we head through this morning commute is really going to be once those showers and storms start to get those roadways wet. And they actually are pretty damp from all of the snow melt that we've had out there as well. So as far as hitting the road this morning with your morning commute, we're expecting conditions to be kind of on the slow side. As I said, no major accidents to report. If we switch it over to Max 2 right now, I can go ahead and show that to you. And you can see a couple spots on the camera lens here at 270 just south of Clayton. Roads will be damp this morning. We're expecting those showers and storms to push on through. We may see a little bit of small hail as well, so you're going to want to take it easy as you head through that morning and expect the showers and storms to be scattered. It won't be widespread. It won't necessarily be with you during the entire drive, but you may drive in and out of it. As we head through the day today, temperatures are actually going to soar up to near 70. The cold front, which will pack the major storms with it, or at least the stronger storms, forgive me, I shouldn't say major, that's going to be later this afternoon. Between about 4 p.m. and 6 p.m., winds will be howling with this, so you'll feel that toss your car around as well. Here's a look at the rain activity that we have going on right now. So take a peek at your TV. It's one little area of convection that's working its way up 44, just north of Raleigh is where we're seeing the heaviest rain. This will spread into the metro as we head towards the next hour or so and bring some light to moderate rain with it, and you'll see those waves of showers and storms as we head through the morning. This is the cold front that we're watching that's going to push on through. The winds behind this will absolutely be howling. Expect winds today to be sustained right around 20-25 miles an hour. Once the front passes you, and trust me, you won't be able to miss it once it does, the winds will pick up to about 40 to 50, so really howling towards that evening commute time. You'll see that front come through, as I said, between about 4 and 6, and at this point, it's looking like it will kind of be a scraggly line, not connected in our viewing area, but once it gets past us, that's when it's looking to really intensify. And our friends to the east over in Indiana, Tennessee, into the Ohio River Valley, they're going to have a rough day of it today. Not necessarily that our day is going to be easy, but just scattered showers and storms is the theme for us. Wind advisory in effect because of that wind. Flood watch in effect to the north because they still have snowpack. You add rain on top of that, and that could lead to some pretty quick runoff. Temperatures, 54 at 6. You don't really need that many layers to start. 68 by noontime. Behind that front, though, we drop down to 32. So if you've got a long day today, anticipate a cold, windy usher to that front door once you do get home tonight. Temperatures stay fairly mild into the weekend. 56 for Friday, then 48 for Saturday, then 39 for Sunday. So we kind of slowly trickle downhill back towards winter temperatures into the weekend.
Well, it's time to send in the clowns, and we're now talking about the Judy Collins version. The U.S. is experiencing a decline in its clown population. The New York Daily News reports membership at the World Clown Association has dropped from 3,500 to 2,400 over the last 10 years. Apparently, young people are not interested in becoming clowns, and the old ones are retiring.
I would imagine that all of those who are scared of clowns
I know,
probably
I'm among them.
happy to hear that. Well, it was an engineer's dream, using duct tape for a very special purpose. It was also a frivolous purpose. Employees of Lockheed Martin were able to tape their coworkers to the wall.
Hey, there's an idea.
Well, no need to fear, though. This was a competition I think I'm going to stay away from, Jennifer, today. It was held as part of National Engineers Week to see who could duct tape their coworker to the wall for the longest time. The time to beat, now 20 minutes. The event is designed to test the ingenuity of each team and also maybe take out a little angst or, you know.
You know, I'm thinking one boss, 20, 30 employees.
Never know what could happen. It's 4:52. The president asked and the Gap answered.
The retail chain is boosting its minimum wage not once, but twice. We'll explain in 3 minutes. Let's see what's happening in the business world. Nicole, you have Gap news.
I do have Gap news, Jennifer. A retail chain, The Gap, is getting some recognition from President Obama for boosting its hourly wage. Starting this year, the company says minimum wage will be raised to $9 an hour. Then in 2015, it'll go to $10. During the president's State of the Union address, he asked that more businesses should help raise employees' wages. In a statement, the president says he applauded Gap for rolling out the changes for 65,000 employees. And more people are lacing up their sneakers and running marathons these days. A new study found from 2000 to 2012, the number of people who actually finished one jumped 38%. Many of those people chose a destination race. Now, hotel chains trying to outpace each other by offering runners special deals. Some include pre-race pasta dinners, shuttles to the starting line, and post-race spa treatments. Oh, that sounds fabulous.
Aren't you training for a race?
Yeah, I'm going to do a half marathon in April, first
now it's
weekend.
Out there.
I don't know
now
what
you're
I've
committed.
done. I know. Oh, goodness, I'm crazy. Weston even offers training tips and access to a recovery tent at the race. I'm sure I'll be there.
Once you say it, you have to do it.
Oh, I know. But I have such limited time to train. Okay, if your motto is better late than never, well, listen to this. A career builder poll found 35% of employers have actually fired someone for being tardy. That same survey found 23% of employees admit to being late at least once a month, although I'm curious about that honesty of that. The most common excuse for being late is bad weather. Well, I think that'd be a good one for us here in this area.
Blame the weather.
Exactly. As for the most unusual, how about a zebra running down the highway and holding up traffic? Or how about this one? I've never used this, although maybe I will. My cat got stuck in the toilet.
Okay, you're both cat.
We are cat people. Bree, has that ever happened? Has Jack ever gotten stuck in the toilet?
He has not gotten stuck, but he has fallen in. He is. Yes.
Does Jack use the toilet with it?
Well, I tried to train him when he was a kitten.
Probably.
I did try to train the kitty to use the potty, and it didn't work. Hopefully, it goes better with my son someday. But no one got stuck in the toilet. Take a look. First Alert Weather Radar. Showers and storms working their way up. 44 right now, and that will be the theme. Scattered showers and storms this afternoon. Nothing too widespread. High is 69, though. And then our temperatures, they tank down to 32.
All right, we're having some technical issues here. We're going to throw it out to Pat for what's coming up at 5. Are you ready, Pat?
I am ready. I was riveted by all the toilet talk with your cats. So anyway, coming up, a fire from the overnight. Look at this picture. Something very unusual about this fire. Ryan Dean's going to look into this at 5 a.m. and he'll have more on that. Something very odd about that fire. It's straight ahead.